So hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I just want to say it feels so good to be sitting down and filming again. I have been on vacation for 6 weeks, and if you haven't seen my Guyana vlog, I will link it in the description. I haven't sat down to film a video in I feel like 2 months, and it feels good, okay? It feels really good to be back. I'm acting a little bit weird because the day that I'm filming this, it is, what's the date today? It is September 3rd. So most people went back to school today, but I go back to school tomorrow, and so I'm going crazy, okay? My stress is already up to here, and school didn't even start yet, so. As you can tell by the title of this video, what I'm going to be doing is recreating my makeup the same way that I used to do it in high school. If you knew me in high school, you know that this is probably a very bad idea and definitely not a good look. But I thought it would be fun, and throughout the video I'm going to give some advice to you guys if you are in high school, and if you are especially a senior in high school, or if you're going into senior year. I'm just going to give you guys some advice, some things that I learned in senior year that have helped me out. And just for some context, I'm going into my 3rd year of university. I have 1 year left before I graduate, and then I'm most likely going to do my master's, which is an extra 2 years, I believe. I don't really know what it means to do your master's, but I'm gonna do it because I've heard it's a good thing to do. So anyways, let's get started with this video. I was a senior in the year 2016 to 2017, so if you are a makeup person, if you enjoy makeup, take a minute and think back to that year and think about what primer was all over the internet, okay? I'll give you a second. Okay, if you guessed the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, you are correct. This primer was all over the internet. So yeah, this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. They have a few different kinds of it, like the different colors correspond to different concerns. The one that I bought for myself, and this is actually the exact same bottle, so it's definitely expired, but oh well. So this one is the pore minimizing one, so let's go ahead and slap that on my face. Okay, so while we are here, let's start off with some advice. So if you are a senior this year, my first word of advice is honestly just to enjoy this year. Like, chill out, relax, because the teachers, once you get into senior year, they kind of see you guys not as equals, but like they kind of see you guys as adults, and they treat you differently. They kind of treat you like you guys are friends. At least that's how it was in my school. But because of that, senior year was so easy because the teachers were so chill, and like they honestly didn't really care what you were doing. They don't really care if you miss a deadline by like 2 days, or if you're like, even if you skip class, they don't really care. They kind of expect it, and they also just understand. They're like, okay, you're in senior year. You've pretty much done everything you gotta do. You're just kind of cruising through the year. My first piece of advice is if you are a senior, just relax, okay? None of this is gonna matter soon anyway, so just relax. So more on that stuff later. Let's move on to our complexion. Okay, so nowadays I do my eyebrows before I go in with foundation, but back then I was an FF girl, okay? Foundation first. So let's go ahead and do that first. How many times can I say first? For most of high school and most of senior year, I used this. Okay, I feel like I don't even have to say the name, like you know what this is. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. This is in the shade 330 Toffee Caramel. Toffee Caramel, or is it just toffee? I don't know. Shade 330. Oh my god. It still smells the exact same. You guys know that smell? Like kind of like paint? Oh my god, this brings back so many memories. Like, I feel like I'm 16 again. I mean, like, thank god I'm not, because like back then I had one eyebrow, but oh Jesus Christ. Okay, so what I used to do was I would take this exact brush, I would dip it in the lid, because I don't know if you guys can see, but like the product kind of goes in the lid. So I would take this brush, stick it with whatever product is there, and then just dot it on my face. Oh no, boo-boo, this is not my shade. Okay. Okay. I really used to think that this matched me like perfectly, but I was misguided. Okay, I was lied to. Okay, so to blend my foundation, the first few years of high school I would just use my fingers. However, later on in my high school career, I used to use this sponge by EcoTools. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's like their infamous like orangey sponge. It's a lot harder than a beauty blender, but I don't have one on me right now, so I'm just gonna use a beauty blender. If you are a senior in high school, one of my main pieces of advice is don't worry about popularity. Don't worry about what other people think of you, because honestly, and you probably hear this a lot, but most of these people are not going to matter in like a year. For me, those people stopped mattering like as soon as I walked out of the auditorium at graduation. I was just like, bye. When I say that these people are not gonna matter, I don't mean like your close friends, okay? I mean, let's imagine that there was a show about your life, right? And you know how your show would have like you and your close friends? The people who are not gonna matter are the people who are like in the background. The people who they show like standing at the lockers while you and your friends walk down the hallway. Those people are not gonna matter. So that boy in your science class who you like, who doesn't like you back, don't worry about it. Do not worry about it, because in a couple months he's gonna join a frat. And he's gonna be blackout drunk every weekend. So you're not missing out on much. Okay, I feel like I'm pretty much blended. It's not terrible, but I'm not loving it. Also, back then I like didn't really know what concealer was, so I would just put foundation like under my eyes and I would just blend it with the wrong side of the sponge as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that today as well, you know, stay on brand. But wow, this feels so wrong. Finally, let's move on to brows because my face feels a little bit naked. As we move on to the step, I feel like it is important to remind ourselves that nobody is perfect, okay? We all have flaws. And my flaw is that I used to use pitch black eyeshadow to fill in my eyebrows. And I'm not saying that you can't do that today. You can, and people do, and it looks good. But the way that I used to do it, it was not good. So let me demonstrate. So what I used to do is I would go into this palette by Smashbox. This is their Cover Shot Matte Eye Palette. This is what she looks like. You guys have seen me use this before a couple of times on my channel. And what I would do is I would take an angled brush just like this. I hope you guys can see that. And I would go right into this black shade, okay, right into this bad boy, and just go ham on my eyebrows. Like really just go in there and make them as dark as possible. Something else that I wanted to bring up is that because I feel like the schoolwork in senior year is so much more laid back. You have more free time, and with that free time, okay, I suggest that you get a job. If you are a senior in high school and you do not have a job yet, okay, now is the perfect time to get one. Oh my god, you know what? My foundation is not blended. But that's kind of accurate. I feel like my foundation was never properly blended in high school. Okay, like I was saying, if you are in high school and you are able to, get a job. I don't care if you're going to college next year or not. Okay, I don't care if you're a daddy or, okay, not that kind of daddy, okay, your father. I don't care if your father gives you $1,000 a month, Susan, you need a job. Wow. Let's just imagine that, unlike me, your family is rich. If you are rich and you get allowance, like, I don't care. Hey, get a job. Because to me, the last year of high school or leaving high school kind of just signifies you becoming more independent. I feel like a good way to start off being independent is to be financially independent. So yeah, just get a job and start making your own money, because it's just a nice feeling to make your own money and to have your own income. So I'm going to continue that speech in a second, but for now, let's move on to eyebrow gel. Oh my god, I have to sneeze. Okay, never mind. So as I was saying, I used to use a lot of eyebrow gel, okay, because I feel like my eyebrows are crazy even today, but like back then, oh my goodness, they were terrible. If I can find a throwback picture, I'll throw it in right here. But yeah, my eyebrows, they weren't the best. So I would rely on eyebrow gel to keep them like locked down. So this eyebrow gel, I actually still use it to this day. This is the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. This is actually probably my 4th tube of this. I love it. It's so good. However, back then I used to go in very heavy-handed, so let's see how this looks. As I was saying before, senior year is the perfect time to get a job. And because of your age, you might be limited to like shitty jobs in fast food or just in general jobs that are not great. If you can work in a shitty job, even just for a couple of months, just for the experience, it's worth it. You know, getting a job, you just learn a lot, especially from shittier like jobs in fast food. You learn a lot. Okay, my camera cut off, but as I was saying, it's good just to see what a work environment is like. It just helps you expand your social circle outside of the people at your high school. So first of all, it's good to start building your resume as young as you can, because why not? It doesn't hurt, right? Even if you're only there for a couple of months, it's just good to say that you have been somewhere else before. And it's also just good to get the shitty minimum wage jobs out of the way in high school, so then once you get to university, college, or if you don't choose that route, even just once you get older, like you don't want to be working at McDonald's when you're 22. No shade, no tea, no shade. If you do work at McDonald's and you're like 22, that's fine. But personally, I think if you can get that out of the way when you're younger, it's just a better idea to do that. So hopefully that made some sense. I just looked at myself in the mirror. Oh my god. You know what's funny is that I used to wonder, like, oh my god, how come this guy doesn't like me back? Okay, this is why. This is why. So back in the day, I did not use setting spray because I didn't really know what that was, okay? I hadn't met her yet. So I used to just use powder to set my face. And you can probably guess what powder I used to use. If you are a brown girl, okay, take a second and guess what powder I used to use. If you said MAC Studio Fix in the shade NC45, you are correct. I used to use this thing as if it would just erase all my sins. What I would do is I would take this exact same brush. You can see the bristles are literally coming off because that's how old this brush is. I would take this exact same brush and I would just like attack this pan, okay? Just like is anything even coming out? I don't know. Yeah, so I used to dip very, very heavy into this and just, oh my god. I hate this. I hate this so much. But yeah, this is how I used to set my makeup. And I didn't really like focus it on my oily areas or anything. I just like slapped it on. Is this even doing anything? Like, is it showing up on camera? Cause like in the mirror, I don't see nothing. Like, I feel like nothing is happening. Oh my god, if my face breaks out tomorrow's the first day of school. If I do break out really badly, I'll make sure to come back and show you guys. So that is it for setting my face. So now let's move on to some eyeshadow. For eyeshadow, I actually used to use this palette as well, the same Smashbox palette. This is actually the first palette that I ever bought with my own money that I made from my job. So, you know, go get a job. I remember doing this every morning and thinking that I was really on to something, you know? Okay, so the first thing that I would do is I would take this pink and I would mix it with this light kind of camel color. And I would put that into my crease. Will you be able to see this in my crease? No. No, you could not tell that I had anything in my crease. But I just thought that it was so subtle and so glam that, you know, it was just amazing. The more that I look at it, the more this looks right. Like, this definitely looks like what I used to look like. So I used to take this brown and mix it with this purple. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm gonna say it one more time. I used to take this brown and mix it with this purple. And I used to put that on my outer corner because I was like, I see all the beauty gurus deepening their outer corner, so I'm gonna use a purple to deepen mine. Oh my god. And this is how I would do it too. Like, I had no technique, I had no blending skills. I would just like, I don't know what this verb is, okay, but I would just kind of smash it onto my eyelids and hope that it looked nice. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah. I hate this. Can you tell? I really hate this. As for cheek makeup, I didn't really use bronzer, but a girl loved her highlighter. So I actually used to use this exact highlighter. And this is from Physicians Formula. It doesn't have a name on it because all of the writing rubbed off. It just says warm nude. You can see she's old. I would take this fan brush and I would dip it into, you can see how these two colors here, like on this side, you can see how those colors are kind of like indented because those are the only colors that I used from this thing. So I would take this brush, dip it into those gold colors, and if I was feeling risky, I would also dip them into these pinks. So I would just kind of do a little bit of that and, you know, put that on my cheeks, as you do. Yeah, there it is. Wow. Personally, I don't really go for colors like this anymore. I like something a little darker, a little more golden. But, you know, this was kind of the vibe. Oh my god, you guys see it like flying up in my face? This eyeshadow is so bad, but it's so accurate as to like what I used to do. So I can't even be mad at it because I used to do this on purpose. Okay, and lastly, because I feel like I have been talking your ears off, I am going to get into lips. So before I get into lips, I just want to give you guys one last piece of advice to all my seniors out there. Cherish your friendships. So I had a squad of about 5-6 people in high school, and I don't really talk to any of them anymore, which sounds really bad. I don't know how to explain it, but it's, at least for me, I feel like there is a mutual understanding of, hey, we don't talk that much anymore, but you know, I think about you from time to time, and I honestly do hope that you are doing well. So that's how I feel towards those friends that I used to have in high school. It does suck that your friendships can kind of get lost once you graduate high school, but you know, there are some people that you probably will keep and will be your lifelong friends. But there also will be some that kind of just fade away. And not that it's a bad thing, you know, just because we might not be close friends anymore, it doesn't mean that we're enemies, right? It just means that you are living your life and I'm living my life, and I just hope that you're doing well. I feel like the first year after university, when you start dealing with that, you're kind of like, ooh, I don't like this feeling, like, why are we not talking anymore? But it's honestly just part of life. I feel like senior year is when you really have your solid group of friends, like your really tight-knit group of friends, and just try to enjoy your last few months together. As much as you don't want to admit it, I feel like in the back of your minds, you kind of know, like, this time next year, we probably won't be friends. It's not a bad thing, okay? Just enjoy the time that you do have together. Hopefully that made sense. Now let's move into lips. So what I'm going to use today, this is one of the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. This one is in the color 32 Rome. I used to wear this color like almost every day. Okay, it's lighter than I remember. Oh yeah, this is it. So I almost forgot to put on mascara, but I did wear mascara in high school. That was like the one thing, no matter what, I always wore mascara. So the mascara that I used to use is from Maybelline. It is the, what is it called? Colossal Big Shot mascara. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't have that mascara with me today because I realized I actually really don't like it. But I do have another affordable mascara, and that is the Essence I Love Extreme Volume Mascara. Back in high school, I did not have an eyelash curler, so I did not curl my lashes. So let's go ahead and build this up. Ooh, you know what? Even though my lashes are not curled, I feel like it still looks kind of good. That is pretty much the finished look. Well, actually, hold on. If you knew me in 2016, you know that there is one integral part of this look that is missing. Ew, there's dust coming off of it. Okay, this is a choker. I used to wear chokers all the time in high school. Like I said, I was kind of emo. If I had a choker on that day, you couldn't tell me nothing. Because if I woke up and decided to put a choker on, that means I was probably angry about something. And you couldn't tell me nothing. You know, to this day, chokers are the only thing that has ever, like, choked me. Anyways, oh wow, yep, this is what I remember looking like. Holy smokes, oh my god. This is accurate. This is what I used to look like in my senior year of high school. Every day. Thinking that I just looked so good. Alright you guys, so this is the finished look. You know, back then I really thought like, wow, when I step into school, everyone's gonna be like, ooh, what highlighter is that? What foundation does she use? What Sharpie did she use to fill in her eyebrows? But yeah, like this is what I used to look like going to school every day. Leave in the comments below if you had like a go-to product that you used in high school, if you used makeup in high school, okay? What was your go-to product? I also want to know, are you guys like jealous of high schoolers these days? Because like, I see some girls in high school and they have their full face of Fenty Beauty, and I'm like, oh my god, I wish I had that in high school. I really wish I had that in high school. The times are definitely different, so yeah, I guess just leave your opinions down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you take some of my advice into account. Is that what people say? I hope you enjoyed my advice, and if you didn't, I hope I at least made you laugh. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! My name's Rifa Baksh. I know all the lyrics to every 5 Seconds of Summer song that there is, okay? Callum Hood, if you're watching this and you want to get married, like, it's not too late, because I'm like so down to be the trophy wife of a rock star. So just hit me up.